Hey there, what's happening, guys? Thanks for stopping back by the channel today. That's right, you're checking out some more nifty tools of the week. This is where I tell you guys what kind of nifty tools help me get through my job working here at the dealership this week. Hopefully bring you some cool tools, some cool deals. So stay tuned, let's get into these. We're going to start out this list with one of the more inexpensive items on the list, and that is going to be this bolt organizer from Boltster. Now, I was actually sent this by one of my people who were watching the channel and saying that, wow, you really need to check one of these out. My friend is one who designed and made this, and I was kind of skeptical at first on how well it would hold and organize some of the bolts that I had, but I tell you what, this thing has come in so much handiness around the shop that I just threw one into this cart. I ended up going online and buying another one too. So it's in my box and on my cart. So I've always got one of these around for all the projects that I have. It's about a 12-inch square grid mat that is heat resistant, chemical resistant in just about every way that I can think of. It's able to hold just about as many bolts that I can put into from even tearing apart a Hemi engine. So it's able to hold all of those things, keep them nice and organized in any kind of organization way that I can think of by putting it on here. It holds everything from that to tools. If you guys have tools that are sitting on fenders, this is a non-skid surface or a non-scratch surface as well, so it's not going to mess up anything that you set it against paint-wise either. It's not going to break down with any kind of chemicals, and it's heat resistant up to 500 degrees. Pretty awesome tool. It also comes at a pretty sweet price too. Only runs you about 30 bucks depending on where you get. I will put a link to this one down in the description below where you guys can get a hold of it on Amazon. Second tool that we're going to come to is getting something a little bit more heavy duty. This is a hammer that comes from Wilton. It is their 4-pound 16-inch long hammer. Now it is fitted up with one of their unbreakable handles. The handle itself is roughly 14.5 inches long, and obviously the 16 inches comes as the whole tool length. The 4-pound sledge on this thing is one beast of a tool. If there's something in the shop that needs to come apart, whether it be brakes, suspension, rotors, anything like that, this is going to be the tool to be able to take anything off. With me behind it, being able to swing this big hammer, there's nothing that's going to be able to withstand coming off from using this. The unbreakable handle is also very light. When you're talking about a 4-pound sledge, you want something that's got the right amount of weight to it and doesn't transfer through any of the extra energy from where you're hitting. You don't want to work with a handle that is too hard, because otherwise you're going to be hurting your hands, hurting your arms, your elbows when you're swinging this thing through from day to day. It's not something that you really want. The unbreakable handle, it pretty much is unbreakable. If you guys look anywhere online, you'll see guys driving over these things with semi trucks with just about anything they tried to be able to break these. If you end up ever breaking this or anything, obviously 100% lifetime warranty on it. They will replace it. They say it's unbreakable for a reason. So if anybody has broken one of these, I'd really like to see it, because this thing is one beast of a tool. You guys should definitely check this one out. Coming in at right around 45 bucks over on Amazon. I'll put the link to this one also down in the description below. Third up on the list, we're gonna come to our big old Mamma Jamma hub shocker. That's right, we got some heavy duty tools on this list today. I actually used my buddies for an issue that I had with a Chevy Equinox of all things. A couple weeks back, I had a hub that I just absolutely couldn't get off. We ended up using a torch, big hammer, took that to it, ended up just absolutely destroying everything on it. It was not a pretty sight. He ended up telling me about this one. I had actually heard about it before, but never got my hands on to use one, and this hub shocker worked amazingly. How it works is it actually bolts onto the front side of a hub in the up or the down position. You're able to put it on there, and it also comes with all of these lug stud or lug nuts adapters for whatever you're working on, so you don't have to mess up any of the nice factory lug nuts you're working with either. Got the kit of those that comes with it. You bolt it straight to there. It comes just a big 12-pound piece of steel that you're going to wail on with a hammer. It takes the leverage and it puts it in your favor. It puts this thing out an extra 1.5 feet away from the hub. You beat on that back and forth with a hammer and it busts out that hub with no issues at all. Every single time I've used my buddies, or I've used this one once or twice now, I haven't had a single issue with getting a single hub out. It's the best hub removal tool that I've ever come into contact. You guys try to use those big slide hammers to try to pull off some of these hubs on these bigger SUVs or diesel trucks. Those things aren't gonna work. They never do, they never have. But this one, 12-pound piece of steel coming in at $100, I think it is well worth it. I've seen some guys try to make these for themselves, and all the more power to you. If you guys can end up making one of these, doing it for a little bit less on yourself, I go for it, because the idea behind this one is very simple in what it is, but at the same time, having this one is just an amazing tool to have. If you don't have one of these to be able to remove hubs, I definitely recommend that you check into one of these. Also available on Amazon, like I said, for right around $100. Link will be in the description below. Fourth and final tool on the list is going to be one of the smaller tools, but it is one of the most expensive ones by quite a bit on the list today. And that's right, because it reads the word Snap-on. Well, and I would have to say this is one of those tools that I looked at for many years, and I saw it and I just figured I had something that was similar to it. I didn't really need these. This is part number 207 IPLFM. It is a 7-piece impact rated swivel 3/8 drive 3/4 length deep socket set. Whole lot of words in there, so you guys can check it out in these pictures now. 7-piece set comes with 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, and 18. Now, if you guys who are mechanics out there who think of what you would actually use this for, most of the time I'm thinking about bolts that have studs built onto them, to where my normal impact rated swivels are going to be just too shallow to get the job done, so I need a 3/4 length. I don't really want a full swivel, because you're just rocking, riding the lightning on that one. You get those things swiveling around, you never catch them. So having this 3/4 length really helps on some of those studded bolts, especially on transmissions. Pulling transmissions, the bell housings off from the engine is what these things really shine for. And then in the Chrysler world, what you have to think also, a lot of them are going to be 16 millimeter. What does this kit not come with? A 16 millimeter. What do they also have available? A 16 millimeter. Snap-on, why don't you put a 16 millimeter in this set? Thankfully enough, I have a really cool Snap-on representative who had run a deal the specific week I had these. I've been rocking these for about a month now, and he was cool enough to be able to say for the price of what they are, he threw in a 16 millimeter one. Only thing that sucks is now I don't have a place to put my 16 millimeter in this set. Otherwise, I can get by it. These things are absolutely phenomenal. The range that I'm able to get out of these, I find myself using these actually a lot more than I do my normal 3/8 impact swivels that I had for the full set from Snap-on. Now I'm having a second thought on this one, to where I'm probably going to get a couple of more sizes in there. I want to be able to get some of the bigger ones, the 19 and the 21 also, because I've run into a couple of those as well here in the shop. But otherwise, the price tag is going to throw you back a little bit. MSRP on this one's going to run $377. Yes, I know that hurts just a little bit, but when you're talking, Snap-on does have some of the best tools in the industry, and these impacts are rated as one of the best ones in my book. They're at least worth a check out. Make sure you guys go and check this out. I'll put the link down in the description below. Maybe you guys have an awesome Snap-on rep as well who will be able to get you guys a good enough deal. Throw in that extra little 16 millimeter. Now, for you guys who have been paying attention to the channel, we've been doing a lot of different things lately. Tools have not really been on the front burner to it all. So hopefully this was able to relieve some of that anxiety and stress from not seeing some really cool nifty tools here on the channel. Lately, we've been bringing in Project Ginger, which is a 2020 Can-Am X3 XRC. Awesome build that we're going to be building up with SP Tools for SEMA this year. Going to be an awesome time. Now, in the standard Nifty Tools of the Week fashion, I really wanted to point out a content creator that I think is killing it and just doesn't get enough limelight for the amount of stuff that they do on their channel. This week, I wanted to promote Back to the Desert. So for you guys who have been following along with that build and you do enjoy some side-by-side action with these Can-Am X3s, this guy does an amazing job. He's got a 4-door Can-Am X3 that he's rocking out in the desert. He does some really great editing, and he puts some killer parts, a lot newer things that are coming to the market on his X3. He does a lot of desert racing, does a lot of dunes, flying through these things. He does a great job at video and editing and everything he does, and for only having 2,000 subscribers, he needs to get a little bit of a boost. So make sure you guys go over and check out his channel if you are into the Can-Am and the X3 side-by-side stuff that we've been doing on the channel here lately. Well guys, that's about all I've got for the episode this evening. We've got tons more coming up in the way of both tools, dealership things. We've got our finale coming to the flat rate series on what you guys think the flat rate system should be changing to here in the automotive industry. Make sure you stay tuned to that one. Make sure you turn on that bell notification, get notified when I come out with cool, awesome content just like this one here today. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and as always, you guys stay awesome.